It's hard to take advice from someone who doesn't have money, who's fat, unhealthy, out of shape. And I feel like a lot of those people are fucking sitting there making YouTube videos talking about how to be great, how to make money, all those shit.
Completely.
It's pathetic.
And worst of all, it's hard to take advice from people who are sad. So I'll give you an example. I said depression wasn't real and the world lost its mind. And I sat there, even Piers was arguing with me on it. And I said, listen, this isn't even about real or fake. This isn't about true or not. You're looking at it in the wrong paradigm. I'm explaining to you that I'm a human who gets to live one life, hopefully more, but let's say one life. And I'm going to adopt a mindset that gives me the optimum human experience. I'm going to believe in things that make me powerful. I'm not going to believe in anything that takes power away from me. The reason I don't say depression is real, the reason I don't believe in it is that, heaven forbid, the worst things on earth happen to me. I can never be clinically depressed because I don't believe it's a real thing. Mm-hmm. I can't be haunted by a ghost if I don't believe in ghosts. Mm-hmm. I said this before on another podcast. If you have two men in different haunted houses, one believes in ghosts, one doesn't. The one who doesn't believe in ghosts is going to sleep just fine. Mm-hmm. The one who does, he's the one giving power to the fear. He's the one who's going to be afraid of it. So I'm saying, why would I believe in depression? Because if I believe in it, I have to be fearful of it, and it might strike me and get me down. If I believe in feeling depressed sometimes, but knowing I'll get better, then I'm okay, right? But if I believe in the clinical idea of becoming depressed and having depression and not being able to get rid of it, then I'm not going to be okay. So I said, I don't believe in it. I refuse to believe in it. And when I said this, a whole bunch of depressed people started attacking me. And I was sitting there going, why would I want to adopt the thinking of someone who is sad? Yeah. You just told me you're suicidal, and I should think like you.
A lot of people,
I'm like, no.
A lot of people are depressed and anxious, but because it comes down to how they eat, how they sleep, they don't work out, they hit their fucking vape pens, and then they say they're anxious and depressed. That's what's causing the anxiety and the depression, is literally people's life habits.
Completely. And this is why this whole idea of clinical depression is so dangerous, right? Because you're telling these people, oh, you have a disease. It's not your fault. No, it is your fault. Yeah. It's absolutely and utterly your fault. If I lived your existence, I'd be depressed. Yeah. Your life's shit. Like, and especially in the world we live in today, and especially for a man, most men have very, very depressing existences. It's easy for us all to sit here in Abu Dhabi, right? You're fighting on the UFC. We're all somebodies. You're on YouTube. We're running around with money, whatever. If you're Joe Schmo in the modern world as a dude, it's fucking depressing. Yeah. Of course you're depressed. Yeah. I get it, but you can't sit there and believe you have a disease. You have to accept that there's a lifestyle you need to change, and that gives you power.
Especially like people that never have gone through anything tough in their life.
Yeah, man.
Ever. Never even put themselves in a scenario to be tough, and then they're sitting there bored. They're like, I'm depressed.
Yeah, and then these are the people who attack us, right? Yeah, because they're unhappy, and when you're truly unhappy, you want to spread it. It's unhappiness is kind of like a disease. Misery loves company, right? Yeah. Hurt people. It's absolutely true.
But like the depression that would come from maybe a family member dying or something like that would be hard to deal with.
Well, completely. That's feeling depressed. I believe in that, absolutely. But I don't believe in having a clinical disease. Mm-hmm. I mean, losing a family member and being upset about it, that's absolutely not really healthy. Mm-hmm. Like, we've all been through that. But saying I now have a clinical disease, I don't know. I just don't understand this link where they're saying that you feel sad because of a scenario and that's now somehow a disease.
I think it comes down to self-discipline too, because I know a lot of people that are just, it's pathetic. They just don't have self-discipline, and at any level. But there's levels to self-discipline. But I feel like that's where real happiness comes from, is self-discipline. I'm going to go on this fucking run in the morning. I don't really want to, but I know I'm going to fucking get this high from it. I'm going to eat a healthy breakfast. I'm going to start the day right, and that's going to carry on. I think for me, I heard you say one time too, and I don't know if it was serious or if I took it out of context, but waking up and grabbing your phone first thing in the morning, you open to the portal. Yep. Do you believe that?
Oh, 100%.
For me, I believe in starting your day off a little slower. I hit a 10-minute morning meditation every morning. Yep. I go outside, get my sunlight, hydrate with some water, and take a good amount of time before I look at my phone. That's just how I have to operate, because for me, I look at my phone first thing. I can feel like anxiety kind of.
And it's anxiety, and you're right. And it's deciding the reality you want, and you're completely true about the anxiety. So like, if I was still pro fighting, it'd be different. Yeah. Now my life, even now, I'll admit, my life is an anxious life. Like I have. Smartphones as a whole and social media as a whole to a degree are poison, man. Like I am absolutely not really a phone addict, and I wake up in the morning and it takes me 3 hours to clear my WhatsApp messages, and I need it clear in my brain. It has to be empty. So I wake up and it's just like, oh, fuck you, block, fuck you, okay, fuck you, and you're just and I need it clear, and I have to go through it all, and it's the key to my success, right? Like I'm now sitting on a $500 million empire or whatever, but it is work and it is anxiousness. And
Yeah.
even when you're driving your nice car, your phone's going off and you're like, oh, what's on the phone? And part of you wants to stop and check it. It is mind poison. I can't deny it's mind poison, but it's also super useful and it can be done. And
It's business too.
It's
I mean,
business.
it is.